Some judges would tell you that the most vexing issue for them and the most contested issue for a couple in the midst of a divorce is property allotment. That is, who gets the matrimonial home or how the property should be divided.
If you and I are joint property owners in a marriage and we are breaking up, splitting up, divorcing, whatever it is, one of us may want the house. Both of us may want the house. It really just depends on who the court determines should get the house. Now, if we're joint owners and there's a legal document, a conveyance which says that we jointly own the house, it means that we have equal rights to it. The court is going to say, okay, well, either the husband pays the wife out for her interest, or the wife pays the husband out. If neither of those things can happen because perhaps they can't agree that one would do it, then the house has to be sold and the proceeds split between the parties after paying off any mortgage or indebtedness that is on the property.
Attorney Hope Strawn also gave us a heads up on what should be done when contesting matrimonial property.
What you would need to do is file your affidavit, and you would have to show why it is that you should be entitled to keep the house. And so you may say, well, when we were purchasing the house, I put in the down payment all on my own. Or you may say, well, the property was mine. I owned the property prior to us coming into the marriage. Because sometimes, people come into the marriage and they actually own property. And husband and wife may just bill on that property. And so the husband may say, or the wife may say, if that is the case, I deserve a larger interest. I deserve more than half. And so again, that's something the court has to examine.
For those of you hoping to get married and purchase property with their soon-to-be spouses, listen up.
My advice to people even though when you're in love, is to still be sensible about how you go about retaining documents. If it is that you believe that at the end of the day, there are these eventualities that may take place, you always keep your records, because the court works on evidence. If you don't have the evidence, you're not going to be able to prove that you paid more for property where the document says you and I are joint owners. So if you want to prove that you do own a bit more in that property, you're going to have to show proof of it.
Okay, so let's recap. If both parties reside in the matrimonial home at the time of the divorce, the court would seek to sell the home and split the proceeds from that sale 50-50. That is, once there aren't any young children involved. If the home can't be sold, the court usually asks one party to buy the other out. And finally, it is very, very important to keep proper documentation of who purchases what. Until next week, I'm Sasha Lightbourne, and now you know your rights.